You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
What's up? What's up? Haven't been live in a long time. I forgot to turn the backlight on too. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Welcome in. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I've live streamed. I want to get back in the groove of it. I've had a busy few months. And of course, every time I go live, there's always a tech issue. My iPad won't connect to the internet anymore. I don't know what's up. So I have to use my phone to read your comments. We got some people in the house. This is a great question. I've actually been wanting to do this, like a live stream where you submit photos. I'll probably make it happen, but not right now. I have no way to do it. Just a couple here. We got Sean. What's up? Just returned from Arizona, SoCal. Gave my uncle Impulse AF, and he loved it. That's fantastic. Anytime, you know, you can give somebody a camera and they love it. It's awesome. What's going on, Sandra? How you doing? How you doing? But today I wanted to address a common question I get. And that is how I display / store my instant photos. I've talked about this before in the past, but I really wanted to do a dedicated live stream. I don't know if I have done one before. I think I've only mentioned it in passing. So I've got a lot of stuff around here, and I meant to grab another one. It's downstairs. Oh well. I have shown that one off before, though. So any long-time people will know about it when I talk about it. But I've got albums, I've got frames, I've got boxes. There's a lot of cool stuff that I do, but feel free to leave some comments, questions in the comment section, and we will discuss how you store yours, or if you just have a question about something else, feel free to leave it down below. We'll have a good time. Let's chat. Been missing these live streams, missing seeing your beautiful faces. But the first one is pretty common. It's just albums. And this thing about albums, though, for Polaroid, there's really hardly any options. There's hardly any options for Polaroid stuff in general. But there is a new solution that we'll get into in just a second. It's right here. I literally just received them in the mail like 2 days ago. And I'm really excited to show them off. We'll get it in a second. But it's for Polaroid. It's so exciting. So exciting. But yeah, classic album directly from Polaroid. Luckily, it's actually pretty good. Hang on, this is actually a little too zoomed in. Let's make sure we're focused. There, I had to rehook up everything because I was using this camera for a bunch of stuff. But the Polaroid albums are fantastic. I highly recommend them. They're not even that expensive. They're like $20. I think they're $19.99. They're great. These will also fit Instax wide photos, just sideways. So that's also a double. If you want to cross breed, no, that's wrong to say. Cross contaminate, no. But if you want to put Instax in a Polaroid album and have the universe implode, then you can do that. So that's pretty cool. But also, like, I recommend these frames too. These albums for Instax photos. They have them for wide, square, mini. This is just the mini one. And links to this stuff is in the description, by the way. So you can check it out and pick some up if you want. Oh, that's what the title means. Not sure what you mean. Are you talking about the title of this video? Not about the topic, but are you going to review the new Instax 99? I hope so. I really do. Unfortunately, it might not be anytime soon. Because I already got a lot of things on the plate to go through, and I'm not sponsored by Fuji, so it's a $200 camera, so it's another $200 expense to do the video. I really want to, but it's costly to do a film instance, or even just film channel. But I do plan on it eventually. I'll probably do it later this year, but not anytime soon. Unless someone has one I could borrow, then I will gladly do the video. Do you actually have to wait 30 days before storing photos? I've never once did that. A day or so it goes into a box or a binder or an album. I've heard that, but I think it's more of a myth, and I have no way to test that. So I think this is an urban legend. But albums are a great way to store them. But now what I've been really enjoying, well, over the last several years, I've been loving putting photos in albums. Because if you guys are longtime viewers, you know every single year I build out my best photos of that year live stream. And this was last year's. I forgot to put a year on it. But these were like my top 120 photos that I took last year. And put them into an album. However, this year's was actually a little different because I had to struggle to fill it because I started doing something new. And that is getting them out of albums and putting them up on walls, displaying them so you can actually see them. This is great if you have people that want to come over and you hand them the album and flip through it, but it goes on the shelf. You don't see your photos. So displaying the photos, that's what I've been trying to do a lot more. And so I was recently sent, this isn't a sponsored live stream, but I was sent some frames. I did a video on these not too long ago. Well, hang on a second. I did some videos on these, like last week or so. This thing's cool. I hope they make a Polaroid one of these. These frames are killer. This is like a magnet for Instax Mini. You stick them on. It's so cool. I would love to see these in Polaroid. But then they have like a calendar and stuff. They got these like marquee / wall hangers. They slide photos in. It's so cool. They're acrylic. And then they've just released the photos. I dropped it, so the photos are a little crooked now. But floating frames for, this is Polaroid Go. This was exciting. They came up with. But these things are awesome. But they just came out with, look at this. There's a couple more. I'm really excited. These are for the Polaroid Go, dedicated. Polaroid, not just Instax. Everything that you always see is always freaking Instax. Look at this. And this is a 2-pack. Look at that, 2-pack. Polaroid, dedicated acrylic frames. I've been doing this for a while now, this YouTube channel, and I've been on the hunt for Instax and Polaroid, mostly Polaroid, because there isn't anything for like displaying stuff, storing stuff. There's so much for Instax and hardly any love towards Polaroid, which is crazy because it's been around the longest. You would think there'd be something, but there isn't. So I was really excited when these just randomly showed up at my doorstep. Not a sponsor, but they did send them to me. Let's see here. The Polaroid. Oh, shoot. I have to use my phone because my freaking iPad's not working. The screen's so small. Send. Now I'll move it over here. Fumbly. The Polaroids I took started sticking to the album, but the Instax photos were fine. Which album? The Polaroid one? If so, I've never had that problem. You really should wait 30 days to let them dry out before putting them in the album or sleeve. Box is fine. Unless you're referring to the little sponge at the top of the photos, is that we're referring to, letting that dry for 30 days? I mean, I've never had a problem with any of that stuff ever once after a day. Should I buy Polaroid now or Polaroid Go? Just send back the Instax SQ40. Why'd you send back? Oh, F40. Okay, yeah. I get why. Because it wasn't working. And the device has a battery issue. Oh, interesting. I didn't know about that. That's not an answer I can really give you because the Polaroid Go and Polaroid Now are technically two separate types of film. Do you like the small type, which is, well, it's buried right now. Polaroid Go is like small and versus large like this. Oh, here we go. There we go. Perfect. There's a size comparison for you. That's Polaroid Go, and that's the regular size of Polaroid. That's up to you. That's your preference. This is cheaper film. You can get a box of 16 for $20, or you can get a pack of 8 of Polaroid for $20. Depends on what your style and preferences are and what you're shooting. Can't really tell you which one to go for, but there you go. What? Come on. It's not sending. Well, Sean says, if you don't wait, the photos will look wet inside the sleeves and can damage. I've never experienced that ever. Hey, look, there it went. Just really slow. You seem to have, like, what happened is the Instax formula is different. That's exactly what... Hey, what's going on? Let's see if it's working. There it is. Yeah. Greetings from Spain. Hello from America. I'm not referring to the sponge, which I do remove for black and white to prevent. Yes, that is a thing I've tested, and that is facts. I was actually going to talk about that. It's in this box. The photo overall looks wet. I've never experienced it once. But unless it was like outside and it was like moist or damp outside, and then the photos get, the backing gets a little sticky. That's what happens to some Polaroid Go stuff. But anyway, yeah, back to these frames. These are killer. This is actually kind of what it is. But one of the cool things is I've been shooting a lot with the Goose. I got fun series coming on the Polaroid 600 SE. It's a pack film camera. And I've shot, a stack of photos. There's a little bit more. But I have put them in these sleeves for protection. But I just found out that these acrylic... I got pulled out of this thing. These acrylic... wall hangers, come on, it fits the photo. Come on, get the fuck out. Apparently they don't like to come out. It's getting like slightly, there we go. It fits in here like super well. Look at that. I mean, you can even put it vertically. How cool is that? Display your pack film photos in these frames. This is the Instax sized. It probably won't fit with the Polaroid one because it's a different dimension. But this is really cool, fun, little exciting discovery. I wonder how many you could put in here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe? Maybe 4-ish photos. Vertically or horizontally. That's really cool. I was going to talk about this in that series that I'll be releasing. I was going to release it next week, but I think I'm going to have to wait to release that. I'm doing Goose Week, like Shark Week, a little play on Shark Week. It's going to be fun. It was a random idea I had, so some of it's just kind of coming together as I go along. What else do I have here? Oh, that's one of these. Boom, that's that. And then they just came out with this one, which is the marquee version, which is the same one for, this is for Instax. And then you can put whatever you want at the bottom, and I actually have one right here. As I just dropped all the letters. Nice. But yeah, it's really cool. These frames are awesome. I've been trying to get my photos, like I said, out and displayed more often because they tend to just go into my boxes or albums and on a shelf and they don't get seen. There's another frame I did last year to display some photos, and I just got like a regular poster board basically and just made my own like floating style frames and displayed some photos I went to when I went to Disneyland and met all the Avengers characters, and I made a video about me trying to get all their signatures, or at least the ones that I was able to while I was there. But it's really cool. I highly recommend these. There's links to these, and the best part is they're not even gonna break the bank. These are not like crazy expensive. I don't know actually what these, 'cause I just got these. The double packs for Polaroid, I'm not sure, but I think the single ones, they're like $15 or something like that. They're on Amazon. Links in the description. Check them out. Not sponsoring this video, but they did in the past. But I actually genuinely like their products, so I wanted to show them off more and let you guys see these brand new ones, which I'll probably do a video on, especially the Go ones. It's cool that they come in 2 packs, which is sweet. More cost effective that way, but really nice, really cool. I'm curious just to see how, or hear from you, how you display and store your photos. I know I get the question all the time on how I do it, and I used to just say I put them in an album. It's great, and it is great, but I want to start seeing my photos. They go on Instagram, and then I never see them again, and then I move on to the next one. It's like this vicious cycle. So get them out of the boxes, get them out of the albums, put them up on the walls, display them, let people see it. That's what I'm all about. Seeing everyone's fun photos. If you have a 3D printer, you could do fun stuff to display. Yes, you could. I used to do 3D print all the time. Like this back area right here, I had just bays of 3D printers. I was heavy into it for a long time, and then I got out of it. I should get back into it because there's been some stuff I've wanted to make. I left one sheet in my 680 on purpose to go through Orange County Airport. Can't wait to test it. I got cut off. Hang on. Ah. Oh, come on. It's loading. See the results of the X-ray. I've never had a problem, as you've seen from my videos. Except for, obviously, don't put it through your check baggage. That's 100% guaranteed. I've tested and proven that. For Polaroid, for Instax, no problem. I've tried everything. I'm actually working on a test right now. I pulled it out recently. That's this. I've opened this like 2 years ago and just left it out to see if it will go bad out of the wrapper. Pulled it out recently just to see. You never know. But so far I've not been able to make Instax fail. You can put that through any X-ray conditions and it'll be fine, even in your checked luggage, which is crazy. But Polaroid is a little more temperamental. But I've never had a problem going through TSA. So there you go. The Polaroid P3 speaker slaps. Does it? But does it though? I don't know. I've never actually listened to it or heard it. Just all of the complaints from everybody saying how why Polaroid's making speakers. Paco hears something outside. Might be the mailman. Is it the mailman? I have the window closed, so now he's a little upset. You can't look out and see. Because I closed it because he likes to bark at stuff, and I'm going live. But yeah, so the next thing that I like to do to store stuff is just basic. I should have planned this out a little bit better. Let me move these out of the way. Or I should have staged it a little bit better to where I could get to it. It's classic shoe boxes. I actually got these from Michael's. They were like $3. And I just put that particular years on it. Like these are last year's. These are like the leftover ones. This is just Polaroid actually. But yeah, this goes inside here, and these are just the photos, leftover ones I shot. Just kind of stick in there. Here are those tests I was mentioning about the black and white tests. Like these were, you get that there, it turns brown, the sepia. Well, if you remove the sponge at the top of your black and white photos, now these are Spectra, which isn't around anymore. Supposedly it stops it from happening, and sure enough it did. Keeps it from bleeding back into your photo. Oh, this one I left alone, and it only did it a little bit. But this one as well, took that off. Worked pretty good. Something to keep in mind. I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but with black and white, like SX70 or I-type film, you apparently don't have to do that anymore. They fixed it. I don't really shoot black and white, to be honest. So I have not tested that out. I think I have some, but it is the older stuff. So I would have to get some new things to, or a new box to try it out. But yeah, I just store them in here. I usually, like this particular year's, I actually didn't need a lot of, I didn't shoot as much, I should say, this year. Or in 2023, I should say. More, I mean, I shot a lot, but I didn't store a lot of photos because this is the year I started getting all my photos out of the boxes and albums and trying to get them up on walls and stuff. But they kind of just get thrown in here. Yeah, I should probably organize these a little bit better. But a lot of them are just kind of whatever shots, nothing too crazy. Or misses, or like bad exposures. I had an issue with a broken SX70 camera that I was able to send to Dennis from Chromatic Parts, and he fixed it up for me. I was getting this weird light leak and other stuff. But yeah, they go in there. And hopefully that answers the burning questions that I get all the time. That's just a sample, I should say, of how I just store and display my photos. The other other thing I do is I put them on, like, I got my fridge just covered with them. I have a board actually over on in my studio over there where I have a pin board where I'll put photos up. But just get photos up and out of albums. I'm all for it. All for it. That's what I'm here to do. I've been scanning my photos onto an Aurora frame, but I like these acrylic frames and seeing the actual photo exactly. They're really cool, and again, they're not even that expensive. Pretty cost effective. Yo, we got an op top. Dang, I could have used that black and white film trick a few years ago. Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about too. They all turn brown. Yeah, remove that sponge. I gotta try it on the new packs. I don't really shoot black and white though, so I need to go buy a pack and do it. I've had this idea to do a black and white video because I have some Instax black and white that I've never used that I bought. It was expired in 2020 when I bought it. I think it was 2019. B&H had, was it 2018? Maybe even 2018. They were clearance now. I got like 2 packs of black and white Instax. They were like $8 a piece or something like that. I thought about doing like a black and white video to shoot those, but I never ended up doing it. Black and white Polaroids are not sponge-worthy. Oh, Lane. I get that reference. Seinfeld. I'd love to see Polaroid and Fuji team up and make an ultimate film. That will never happen. But that'd be cool. You're a dreamer. What do you scan with? Everyone seems to use the Epson V60. Yeah. So I don't use anything fancy. You don't need anything that fancy. I recommend there is a slight. So I use the Epson ES60W. It's a document scanner. You can scan up at 1200 DPI. All my photos you see on Instagram, in my videos, been scanned with that since like 2021, I think, 2022. And it's like $130. Seems like a lot, but as you guys know, for scanners, high quality scanners, they're not. It's portable. It's got a battery. You can scan directly to your phone. It's great. It's not perfect. It's got some. You have to finesse it a little bit. You may have to scan your photo like a couple of times to make sure you get it right, because it can shift slightly because it has an automated motor. It's portable. It's really nice, and I do really enjoy it. However, I did notice my Polaroid specifically photos have given a lot more trouble scanning through it as far as like staying straight. They're moving more, and I have noticed as well, this is what triggered it, Polaroid photos are a little bit thinner in the last like 6 to 8 months. This just ever so slightly. They're a little less, they're a little flimsier. And the scanner, I think, is having a little bit of a hard time keeping it on the track, so it's like shifts slightly. So I have to like kind of scan it like 2 or 3 times to get it kind of straight, and then just bring it into like a Photoshop slight thing and kind of tweak it from there a little bit. So it's a little extra work, but for the cost, it's pretty great. Especially if you're just out with your friends or whatever, you're at photo walks or whatnot, and you can just scan photos and right there on the spot, right to your phone, which is really handy. I still recommend it. I think there's a link for it down below. But if you want to do the whole flatbed thing, absolutely, you can go do that. But you have to keep in mind for Newton rings. I've never really noticed Newton rings at all ever on this document scanner. They have a photo scanner version of it, but I've heard that it's not really worth it. It's basically the same thing. I've been wanting to look into it, but it's like $500. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So if you want to do the flatbed scanner, you'll have to do some type of what's it called? There's this thing that you can make, like a piece of cardboard, foam board, and you cut out some slots for it to, to keep it off the bed slightly. But or spend $500-600 on a scanner. It's up to you. Yeah, this is also another great thing, and I've actually done it when in a pinch. If the comment would ever send to the freaking thing, there it goes. The Polaroid app. It is. It's pretty nice, and it will work with Instax photos, except for mini. But your wide photos, you have to turn them vertically, because vertically they're nearly the same dimension as a Polaroid, and Polaroid kind of like didn't want you to use Instax on there. So it will do both. You can also use, I know on iPhone, the notes, you can scan documents that way with your phone, and it's the same thing, and that will work on everything. So that's an option when you're in a pinch. But you won't always get the best results with that if you're looking for high detail type thing. But it's a great option, and you already have one in your pocket, so might as well use it. Come on now. Or not. Sean says, let me try it again. Nope. I think it's my Wi-Fi. I think I need to reset my router because my iPad won't even connect to the Wi-Fi. The instant camera guy is blowing up on YouTube. Seeing him, I'm thinking of sending some to him and some to Dennis. Oh, like cameras? Yeah, I've heard of him. I've talked to him before. We've chatted a little bit here and there. I don't really know much about him, of the quality of his work or anything like that. I try to stick and recommend with people that I've already worked with, as well as how well they work with the community. And Dennis, so far, for me, is my go-to guy because, one, top-notch work, turnaround times, fantastic, and plus, he's just a great human. His customer service is awesome, and if there's ever an issues, he takes care of you. So that's why I recommend. But yeah, I've never really worked closely or anything or collaborated with the instant camera guy. He's out in Australia, if I remember right. That's another issue, just because people don't necessarily want to send cameras to Australia. It will take forever. Dennis is in the UK, but he has a good system in place, and he's able to turn cameras within like a week. Like, it's crazy. And that's including shipping time. I know I had one of my Spitfire Club members send him a camera, and then 1 week later, to the day, he had his camera back in his hands. So it's wild. But yeah, I've sent him many cameras. He has 2 of my cameras right now and one of my friend's cameras. I know he did have an issue with his account on Instagram, and so I think he went kind of silent for a bit. Someone he lost access to it. So someone tried to hack or something. I'm not sure exactly. So I know he's been dealing with that. So if you try to reach out to him, he doesn't respond right away. It might be that. So just keep that in mind. So yes, yeah. I was about to say this and totally lost my train of thought. But Brooklyn Film Camera makes the adapter. They did. I don't know if they do anymore. I haven't seen those for sale in a while, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, you can scan 4 photos at once. They're acrylic and they are really expensive. I think they were like $60, and it's just a piece of acrylic. You can make one out of cardboard. Like take 2 layers of cardboard, cut some squares, then glue a full sheet on the back of it. Boom, you're done. You have your template. So I don't know. That's up to you if you want to go that route, but it is an option. So yeah, come on now. Yeah, when we're done live stream, I'm going to reset my router. I think my Wi-Fi is funky. Yeah, it works with square and wide Instax. Oh yes, you're talking about the Polaroid app? Absolutely. It will. I've tried it, except for mini. Okay, Sean says, what carrier did you go through to get your cameras to Dennis? How many cameras did you send, and what did shipping cost? So many questions, but that's what I'm here for. I wish this would actually work. But anyway, so I sent it through USPS. I sent him 4 cameras. Shipping cost was like $30, $25, $30, something like that. But it was standard, nothing fancy. I think it took like a week to get there, maybe a little bit longer. I didn't go for the fast route. You can do like overnight, not overnight. I think it's like 2 or 3 day shipping, but you're gonna pay like upwards of like $50, $60, sometimes more for something like that. And then depending on what you're having done, turnaround time is for Dennis. That's something you have to work with him. It just depends. I know he's been blowing up and getting way more busy. I think he hired at least somebody. I think I could be wrong, but yeah. Every time I send a camera, it's usually like $20 to $30 to send, and it usually takes like a week or so to get there. That's been my experience. Most recently, I sent him 4 cameras at once. Yeah, it's great. Can't recommend him enough. Great guy. Love him. But what's going on here? Perfect. Okay. Wish my iPad would work. I don't like having the comments on my phone. I can't see them very easily. Let's see. Maybe it fixed itself. It did not. It was working a minute, like right before I went live, and then it just cut out. I don't know what's going on. Could not connect to the server. Bummer. I need to get a new iPad anyway. Have you done... It's not going to sound okay. Have you done the Fit 600 film into a Spectra Pack trick? Yes. If you go back and watch... It's an older video, but if you go back and watch my overview of the Macro SLR 5, or is it the 5 SLR Macro? It's that really giant, like, CSI camera. It shoots Spectra, but I was able to load 600 film into it and still use it. It's pretty great. It's fun. It's a unique experience. But if you do it, keep in mind, you might not always get full spread of your photo. The corners might miss, or the top part, you might miss a little bit of a full spread, because as the camera's coming out, it's not quite getting an even spread through the rollers. Sometimes you do, though. I have had it happen, but other times you don't. So that's something to keep in mind as well when you do that. But it's pretty cool. Now, yeah. Storing photos. As this channel's been growing, I've been accumulating a lot more photos. I used to keep all my Instax and Polaroid separate, but I think for this year, I'm just going to abandon that. This is last year's. But I think I'm going to abandon that and just start intermingling them, putting them all into one box. And then at the end of the year, that's when I pick out my favorites. Maybe, just maybe, what if I did a album? So I do my albums, right? It's my annual live stream. We hang out. It's usually around New Year's, and I build out that year's album. What if I did Instax as well as Polaroid? That'd be an interesting combo, where I take them all, put them in, intermingle an Instax photo into a Polaroid album. It sounds kind of scandalous. The universe just might implode. Maybe. Maybe not. But I can't recommend those albums and those frames. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to get these frames out of the box and hung up on the wall. I'll be doing a video about them soon. Not sure when, but I definitely will be doing something with them. And I might even, actually, you know what? I might just do a giveaway on some of those too. Get these out to you in your hands and try it out. Can't recommend them enough. And also, I want to give you guys a little sneak peek at what's coming down the pipeline. I've teased it on Instagram a couple days ago, and I talked about it briefly at the start of this live stream. But I was been working on this video here, all about the Polaroid 600 SE, the Goose pack film camera, and was shooting a whole video, edited the video. I'm like, you know what? This video kind of just, or could just end in the middle. Like, it has a great ending, but then it just kept going. I'm like, oh, I'll split it into 2 videos. And then I came up with the idea of doing Goose Week, whole week dedicated to videos about that. And so I've been knee deep working on that. There's so much that's been into that. I've traveled for it. There's Policon coverage in it. There's just tons of coverage around like Portland area, up in like, did I go to Olympia with that? I did. And a bunch of stuff. It's really, really cool. And I'm going to be giving away some of the photos, the original photos. I'll sign them. They're going to be given away throughout the series, and it's going to be really cool. One of them is going to be dedicated just for the monthly print club people. So if you're not in the Spitfire Club, consider checking it out. One of the perks, you might just get one. Link is in the description. And also, I think I have a little thingy. A little thingy. There it is. If you want to go and support the channel, consider going and checking it out. And also, it helps the channel in general, me. I'm trying to go to Policon in New York. I need to make a decision basically tomorrow. So it's going to be really expensive, but if it'd be so much fun. It'd be really fun. You're gonna make a gander of a goose of videos. I see what you did there. Yes, there's gonna be, so far, I think there'll be 4 videos. And if I can pull it off, there might be a limited edition t-shirt for this as well that you can get your hands on. I have an idea of what it could look like, sort of, but I gotta figure out how to execute it. I don't know how well that'll go, but we'll see. That's just a idea right now. But yeah, I'm trying to go to PolaCon in New York, so if any New York people over there, it'd be great to see you. I've got to make that decision tomorrow if I can make that happen. It's gonna be really expensive, so hey, consider joining the Spitfire Club to help me get to PolaCon, or buy the masterclass. I think I have a button for that too. I do have a button for that. Check out the masterclass. Help me get to PolaCon. But yeah. Oh, I didn't show this one off. I forgot about it. This is one of the other frames that A Lil Home makes. It's a floating frame for instant photos, actually pretty much whatever you want, but they're targeting instant photos. It has 2 halves. It's a floating frame, and yeah, it's so cool. And again, these aren't even expensive. I know I'm probably blocking the microphone, my bad. It slides in, and you got yourself a cool frame. You can actually hang these too, just by putting like some hangers on the wall, and it just sticks on there. These are really cool, and they stand by themselves. And they're pretty sweet and inexpensive. You would think they'd be more expensive because acrylic, man. I try to go buy this acrylic at like Home Depot to make something, and whoo, it's expensive. So they're able to make some cool frames that won't break the bank. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Ooh, yeah, and this is one of the cameras that Dennis has, actually, that of mine. He's saying just nabbed a tested Berkey camera. It's awesome. Works with my mint flash. It does. Yeah, I've sent that. Mine quit working, and so Dennis was going to take a look at it. I don't know what the current status of it is. We were going to see about if he could modify it to shoot 600 film and do some other things to it, like put the his power bar mod on it. He was just going to try and trick it out for fun. I don't know if he was successful. He's got a lot going on, so I don't know if he was able to do it. It was a side project. Just for fun, but that's cool. Hopefully yours works, and it'd be great to get one of those back out there, because you don't see that very often. I was really sad. I shot 4 photos with it, and then it died. I was working on a video on it too. I have archive footage from like 2 years ago of me trying to go out and shoot with that thing. So it'd be great to get that back in working condition and finish that video. And if it can be modified to do all that crazy stuff, whew, it would be so much fun. So wacky and stupid, non-practical, but that's what I like. That's what I like. It'd be fun. I didn't know that Berkey was yours. Saw it on Facebook. Oh, yeah. You're talking about Dennis. Yeah, he... wait, did Dennis show it off on Facebook? I think he showed it off on Instagram. I didn't know he did Instagram. But, yeah, he has that. Hopefully. He's had it for a while. I don't know. It was just, again, side project. I think I sent to him like a month plus ago. So I should probably... or IG. Yeah, it was definitely Instagram. I don't think he does much Facebook. Who does Facebook anymore? Facebook. I mean, I used to do Facebook with my old business. That's where I did 100% of my business when I owned my retail shop. But yeah, those days kind of came and went. I see what we did there. Rob Ert. I'm about to 3D print some Instax frames this weekend. Fantastic. There's a cool thing I wanted to do with Instax. I have one of those Kodak cameras, and I was at PolaCon in San Francisco, and someone had the Pleaser? Yeah, the Pleaser. The Kodak Pleaser. I don't know why the marketing team at that time was like, let's name the camera the Pleaser. But they had that, and they had a 3D printed back system, or not back system, an inserted cartridge basically that allowed, I think it was square or mini film, to be then put into that, and it was a functioning camera again. I'm like, that's cool. I want to do that. But I actually found, not me, a friend of mine found it. He was in Missouri for watching the clips, but he found at an antique mall a sealed pack of Kodak film, instant film. So he got that for me. I'm going to do a video on it. It's not going to work. But I got the camera, and I need to make sure the camera works. I have not the Pleaser, it's the, I don't know, EC6 or whatever. I can't remember, Instamatic 6. I don't know what it's called. So I need to make sure that works before I put that pack in there and try it, because I don't want to waste it, just in case it works. But that's going to be coming soon. I'm really excited. Ooh, good question. When displaying Polaroids, one thing you have to think about is UV tint your windows. Well, that's just with everything. Just don't put anything in the sun. But yes, you are correct. How do you like the Lomo Instant Square Glass? I saw your review years ago. Been enjoying mine. I'm curious if you were able... Comment got cut off. I fixed that a while ago. I don't know why it still does it. I'm curious if you were able to attach a wide angle or telescope adapter to it. Oh, I've never tried that. But I love it. I recently took it on some trips. I still use it to this day. I don't show it off too much in videos, but I do use it. It's a fun camera, and I got a lot of square film too. I need to go shoot. But yeah, I took it on some road trips recently. It's fantastic. If you just got to keep in mind with that viewfinder. That viewfinder is a little tricky to line things up, but once you kind of get that dialed in, it's a fantastic camera. I've been showing a lot off. I showed it recently more off on my Instagram page. Been doing more traveling, doing some short reels, just like a new way to kind of like just show off photos. I think it's a pretty cool way of doing it. It's been fun. I've gained a lot more traction with it. But yeah, so I showed it off there. I took it out to this really cool motel. Sadly, they are closing, but it's been in the family for like since the 40s, I think he said. It was his dad's, and then it got passed down. But they have this awesome sign. But it costs so much money for him each year to upkeep it. And it needs some work right now. And he says he got quoted $17,000 to maintain that sign for this year. He's like, no. So he's closing it wasn't the main reason he's closing from what he said, but he's like, yeah, but it's just that extra reason to close the motel. He's just done. I'm like, dang. It's a cool sign, though. But all that to say, sorry, off a little tangent. All that to say is I shot that recently. I love the Instax Square Glass. It's a really cool camera. The fact that it like folds up, it's pretty sleek. It can fit into bags and stuff. If you guys have ever been curious about getting one, now's the time. I think Lomography just re-released them again. This is like a new batch out, so you can get them again. They were gone for a long time. They come and go, and then they get really expensive. There was a brief moment for like a year where you couldn't find one, period. Like even on eBay, couldn't even find one. But if you want one now, check them out. Not sponsored. Not sponsored by Lomography. So that's my long answer to the Lomo glass. But I haven't tried like a lens system with it. That'd be pretty cool. They do have a macro that came with it. I guess I did try that, but that is so difficult. So difficult to shoot with. Because it's like so close, and like how close do I get? You can't tell. But yeah. Anyway, there's my tangent for today. One of them. My little off-topic tangent about motels and the Lomo Square. I scored some expired 2007 Spectra film the other day for free. Nice. Yeah, probably won't work. What else did you say? Your comment was cut off. Oh, okay, that's it. It probably won't work, but it's worth a try. That doesn't mean it won't work, because I've seen some stuff from around that era that still gets something. But that stuff I think was technically cold stored. But it's worth finding out. I actually have some. I found some the other day. It's actually over there on my shelf. You can't see it, but it's some from like 2008-ish, like the last batch ever. Probably from Polaroid before they went bankrupt, the original Polaroid. So I need to shoot that. I only have one Spectra camera. It's up on the top shelf over there. It's that macro lens one. This is annoying. Why won't it work? There it is. Love my Lomo Square. Yes, you get a 30.5 to 37 adapter. You open yourself to a whole world. Yeah, 37 is great. The lenses, I have those for the Polaroids and Instax cameras. From Aviv, from Retrograde Engineer. Not a sponsor, but he's great. I love him. Got to meet him in person at Policon in San Francisco. Lovely, lovely man. I love him. Did some photojournalism with it recently. The auto exposure system works great. Oh, you're talking about the Lomo Square? It's great. I can't recommend it enough, except for the viewfinder. You just got practice with it. When shooting with the Instax close-up lens, I just shoot from the hip instead of using the viewfinder. Yeah, that's going to be your best option with that. The point the lens towards the subject and pray. Sometimes that's what you just have to do. That's what you got to do when you shoot with any instant film. Sometimes you just gotta, just on a wing and a prayer, as they might say. But that's it. I think I'll wrap it up. Just want to get back to into the habit of live streaming, and plus, there probably isn't going to be a video this week on the channel, so I wanted to go live because I've been working on Goose Week. The main Goose video was supposed to come out this week, and then it might be a couple weeks before that series is now done. I was hoping next week, but I need to shoot something with somebody. My sister, she's a cosplayer, so I was actually doing some portraits with her and her fiance in some of their costumes with it, but they're not available until like a week and a half or something like that. So I got to push the series out a little bit, and which is fine because it gives me some time to wrap up some other things I want to do with it. And then I get to chill off on that and then probably put out some 35. Yes, I got some rolls back finally developed. And so I'll be getting some videos on some 35mm Nicker mat. On my Nicker mat, I shot some Ilford HP5 and some other stuff. It's going to be cool. 110 as well. I haven't gotten that back yet. Never mind. That's still waiting for that to be developed. But that'll probably come out maybe before the Goose Week. Let's see what happens. But if you want to get some of these frames, there's a whole slew of them available. Links is into the description. Go check it out. Get yourself some awesome frames. And feel free to hit me up on Instagram anywhere you want if you got any more questions. And that's all I got for you. Let's see if this works. This usually never works. It's frozen. It's frozen. These are the credits. And I don't know why, but every time I try to do it, it like glitches, and then I have to sit here and pretend like I'm stalling. Not pretend. I actually am stalling until it moves. But yeah, if you want to get your names in the credits, this is where it would be. There it goes. And links in the description. Become a member today. Help support the channel. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Now, get out there. Make some art. And maybe frame some stuff while you're out there. See you guys later.